Hi everyone, it's Vicky here, and today I'm back with another Halloween card. This time I will be using the Haunted House. This was the most requested one, but I'm not going to leave a trick or treat on the side. I will make sure that I will come back with another video using that as well next week. So I am going to show you the 3 dice that are included in this die set. So you get the bats, the moon, as well as the haunted house. Now I'm going to use my die cutting machine, and that's my C6 fold away. I'm going to use some scrap black cardstock that I have, and I'm going to cut out the castle as well as the bats. I got asked yesterday if the witch along with the house could go together in a scene, and I think that if you place it looking as if it is far at the background, it would work. Now I want to add some texture and sparkle on my haunted house, and for that I decided to go with some sparkling embossing powder. That's why I'm going to make sure that I cover up my house completely with Versamark, and then I'm going to apply some embossing powder. The embossing powder that I'm using is by Nuvo. It is black, but it has glitter inside, and it's just gorgeous. I am going to use my heat gun to make sure that I melt everything, and it's going to give me a beautiful sparkle, but at the same time it's going to give me texture. And you can see here a close-up of the beautiful result. Now I am going to work on the windows, and for that I'm using this vellum. I'm going to use my alcohol marker here, and I'm going to color an area. It doesn't have to be perfect, as you can see. And then I'm going to make sure that when I place my house on top, it's going to cover up all the windows. I'm going to cut out this piece, and I'm going to stick it with white glue at the back of my house. So I'm going to apply white glue, and the one I'm using is one I am in love with lately. This is the Nuvo adhesive by Tonic Studios. It has a nice fine tip applicator, and it doesn't clog on me. So I will keep using it again and again, and you will see that in my videos that I keep using it without ever unclogging it. Now I'm going to stick this on top of the vellum, and I'm going to place something heavy on top just to make sure that these are going to bond nicely. And once the glue was dry, it dries super quickly by the way, I'm going to use my scissors and cut out the excess paper. I made sure that I didn't apply glue all the way to the edges, so it was easy for me to use the scissors just underneath the cardstock to cut out the vellum. Now I'm going to work at the back, and I'm going to add a darker shading on some of the windows, so nothing looks so flat. If you watch my videos, you know already that I love little details like that, and I always think that everything is in the details. They really make the card. Now I'm working on my background, and again I'm going to create a night sky, pretty much like I did yesterday, but this time I'm working with my Distress ink instead of Distress Oxide ink. And once you start working with Distress Oxides, you will find that blending colors when you are working with the old Distress inks is not as easy. It's kind of a labor, and I have to load my blending tools again and again with ink. However, I'm working on a mixed media paper that makes blending super easy. But I know that if I used my Distress Oxide inks, this would be super quick, just like I did yesterday. I am going to add the last color, that's Black Suit. By the way, I used faded jeans and chipped sapphire. And since this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, I decided to cut out 1/8 of an inch from each side, just to make it slightly smaller than the standard card, and this is going to give me a nice border at the end. So I am going to stick a little bit of black cardstock here. This is going to be the ground, just like I did with yesterday's card, and this is going to be a set of cards, so I pretty much follow the same design. I'm going to stick the house on top of my ground, and I just love the sparkle on that, and the windows look beautiful. Again, I'm going to place something heavy there just to make sure that everything is going to bond nicely, and I'm going to work on the moon. Now I have cut it out of white cardstock, I'm applying again Versamarking all over the moon, and then I'm going to apply again embossing powder. This time I'm going to use the Nouveau one that is gold, and it also has glitter inside. So I'm going to cover up my moon, and then I'm going to use my heat gun to make sure that I melt all the embossing powder. And this is going to have a nice texture just like my house, so everything is going to come together. Now I am adding some glue at the back. I'm going to stick it on top of my background. And I have already cut out 3 bats using the dies from the same die set, so I am going to stick those as well all around my moon. And I have created my card base, and this is again from the black velvet cardstock that I have shown you yesterday. I'm going to stick that on top, and you can see that I have a nice black border that frames my card beautifully and gives it a beautiful finish. And this is where I decided that my sky needs a few stars, so I grabbed my white gel pen and I'm adding some dots in different areas. For my sentiments, I decided to go with a couple of stickers from the Occasions sticker book by Tim Holtz. And since I am going for a set of cards, the one with the haunted house and the witch I did yesterday, it's always nice to have elements that are matching on my cards. Now this is where I decided that I didn't like the white dots as stars, so I am going back with Nouveau drops in gold to cover them up with gold. And here are both my cards for the set, and you see that they do have similar elements, so they go together as a set beautifully. I will be back next week with another video featuring Trick or Treat. Here are some close-up photos of the project that I made for today. I hope you had fun and got inspired. Don't forget to leave me a comment, as I always love reading them. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful weekend.